They once ruled the red carpet, dominated headlines, and had fans chanting their names. They were the center of attention, undeniable icons of celebrity culture. But now they've completely disappeared. No more appearances at big events, no returns to the screen, not a single sign that they're still in the entertainment industry. So what really happened? Was it a career-ending scandal? A personal decision to walk away? Or is there something darker beneath the surface? In showbiz, where anything can happen, the line between stardom and obscurity is razor thin. Can you guess which stars have vanished from the spotlight forever? Keep watching. Some of the names coming up might truly shock you. If you find this story interesting, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. And don't forget to like, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment to let us know your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exciting and surprising videos in the future. Now let's get started with the story. Let's start with Mel Gibson, once a top-tier Hollywood star with iconic roles in Lethal Weapon and Braveheart. His career soared to unimaginable heights, seemingly unstoppable. But just a few poor decisions were enough to turn him from a silver screen hero into an industry outcast. A series of troubling incidents throughout the 2000s marked the beginning of that downfall. Gibson became a target of criticism after making anti-Semitic remarks, which led Hollywood's elite to turn their backs on him. What seemed at first like a one-off incident soon revealed a troubling pattern of behavior. Actress Winona Ryder claimed he made offensive comments to her back in 1995, a sign that Gibson's unchecked speech wasn't anything new, and certainly not just a bad joke gone wrong. Then came the infamous 2010 voicemail scandal. Gibson left a furious and vulgar audio message on the phone of his ex-girlfriend, Russian pianist Oksana Grigorieva. "You can do that. Fine. I don't call the police because I protect myself. You're weak. Mocking. You called the police." The public was outraged, and Hollywood responded with cold calculation. His talent agency, William Morris Endeavor, immediately dropped him, almost like they'd been waiting for the final straw to cut him off. But the story didn't end there. In 2015, Gibson was once again in the headlines after he appeared to downplay the horrors of the Holocaust during an interview with Reader's Digest. Even though he tried to rebuild his image with the war film Hacksaw Ridge in 2016, Ryder's accusations kept resurfacing, dragging his chaotic past back into the spotlight every time his name was mentioned. Mel Gibson's career is a clear example of how decades of fame can be destroyed in a moment of losing control. One minute you're lifting an Oscar, the next you're drowning in a media firestorm. Though he's tried to make a comeback, the shadow of his past has never really left him. And truthfully, sometimes the hardest battle isn't in a war film. It's the one to reclaim a shattered reputation. Now let's move on to Paula Dean, the woman who was once a household name on television, known for her hearty Southern cooking and warm, folksy charm. She was a regular guest on hit shows like Top Chef, Master Chef, Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, and even made an appearance in the 2012 film Elizabethtown. Paula became a symbol of comfort, familiarity, and sweetness, much like her famous butter-filled recipes. But in 2012, that image came crashing down. Everything started when Lisa Jackson, a former manager at Paula's Savannah, Georgia restaurant, Uncle Bubba's Seafood and Oyster House, filed a lawsuit accusing her of using racially offensive language. Even worse, Dean was reported to have suggested a plantation-style wedding where black men played the roles of slaves, something that completely shocked the public. Paula admitted to using the N-word in the past, but claimed her views had changed over time as society evolved. As for the wedding idea, she said it was inspired by another restaurant and meant to be beautiful and impressive, not offensive. Unfortunately, her explanations only made the public outrage grow stronger, rather than easing the tension. The fallout was swift and harsh. Food Network, the channel that had featured Paula for years, decided not to renew her contract. Even though she issued several video apologies and appeared on Dancing with the Stars to revamp her image, the stain on her reputation remained. Then in 2015, things got worse when she posted a photo of her son in brownface at a themed event. And although the image was taken down quickly, the damage had already been done. With scandal after scandal, Paula's public image became nearly impossible to repair. Business partners backed away, loyal fans turned their backs, and despite her attempts to bounce back with a new line of food products, her television career, once as bright as the southern sun, has faded into a distant memory in the eyes of the public. Charlie Sheen was once at the top of Hollywood's food chain, earning a staggering $1.8 million per episode of 2.5 Men. However, his rise was paired with an even more dramatic fall, driven by a combination of addiction, erratic behavior, and a career that seemed to self-destruct in real time. Sheen's struggle with substance abuse began in the 90s, a decade marked by overdose allegations, cocaine use, and a notorious partying lifestyle. But things truly spiraled out of control in the late 2000s when he found himself in an unmissable public crisis. In 2009, Sheen was arrested, and by 2010, the production of 2.5 Men was halted when he checked into rehab. Unfortunately, rehab wasn't enough to save his contract, and by 2011, after a series of bizarre interviews, TMZ raids, and a public feud with 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre, Sheen was officially fired from the hit sitcom. His departure from 2.5 Men marked the peak of his self-destructive spiral. At the time, his famous remarks about having tiger blood and being DNA of Adonis became symbols of his out-of-control behavior. It seemed like there was no way back. However, in recent years, Sheen has tried to reconcile with his past. In recent interviews, he revealed that he has been sober for over a year and is now involved in 2 television projects that explore his battle with addiction and the chaotic times he had on 2.5 Men. Sheen has also admitted that drug use played a significant role in his downfall, confessing that his actions were desperate and childish. He also acknowledged that his behavior was affected by a toxic combination of stress and self-hatred, which he described as a volcanic disdain. While he has shown signs of maturity, the big question remains, is it enough to revive his career? So far, his 1 year of sobriety is a positive step, but whether it will lead to a full comeback is still uncertain. Next is the complex case of Kevin Spacy, a man who was once one of Hollywood's most respected actors, but whose career came to a screeching halt after a series of sexual assault allegations. It all began in 2017 when actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacy of making an unwanted sexual advance when Rapp was only 14 years old. The allegations quickly spread as other men came forward with similar accusations. Spacy's fall from grace was swift. His once glorious career unraveled before the public eye. After the scandal, Spacy was cut from Ridley Scott's All the Money in the World, with Christopher Plummer stepping in to reshoot his scenes as billionaire John Paul Getty. The House of Cards star was also removed from his lead role in the Netflix hit series, and his production company was forced to pay $31 million in damages to compensate for the loss caused by his firing. Although Spacy faced criminal charges in both Los Angeles and Massachusetts, these cases were dropped in 2018 and 2019. However, in 2022, Spacy was faced with another civil trial in New York over similar allegations. Ultimately, he was found not liable. Then, in 2023, a jury in the UK cleared Spacy of all criminal charges related to accusations from 4 men who claimed he had assaulted them between 2001 and 2013. The case had a few surprising developments. One of the accusations was dismissed, while Spacy admitted to having consensual sex with 2 others. As for the 4th man, Spacy explained it as an awkward misunderstanding, but insisted the incident did not escalate further. While he won legally, the damage to Spacy's reputation was immense. A major Hollywood comeback still seems unlikely, but the fact that the UK court cleared him of all charges does offer a glimmer of hope, suggesting that a redemption story might still be possible in the future. Finally, there's the downfall of James Franco, whose career crashed dramatically after a series of sexual misconduct allegations nearly erased him from the film industry. Even his longtime collaborator and friend Seth Rogen distanced himself from Franco after these allegations. Rogen, who worked alongside Franco in films like Pineapple Express, This Is the End, and The Interview, made it clear in public interviews that he no longer communicated with Franco and had no plans to work with him again. Franco's fall began in 2014 when he became the subject of headlines for sending flirtatious messages and taking a selfie with a young woman outside a Broadway theater during his performance in Of Mice and Men. He then encouraged her to tag him on Instagram and sent direct messages suggesting they meet at a hotel room. While Franco admitted to sending the messages, he defended himself on The Howard Stern Show, claiming he had acted like a gentleman and wasn't looking for a date from high school students. The allegations resurfaced with greater intensity in 2018, following Franco's win at the Golden Globe Awards for his role in The Disaster Artist. Actress Ali Sheedy, who had worked with him on the play The Long Shrift, posted cryptic messages on Twitter that many interpreted as referring to Franco's alleged sexual harassment or abuse of another actress. Violet Paley also accused him of sexual misconduct, and a growing momentum emerged when Sarah Tither Kaplan, a former student at Franco's Studio 4 acting school, along with 3 other women, accused him of sexual misconduct. These allegations were serious enough to prompt Vanity Fair to remove Franco from its annual Hollywood issue, and by October 20th, 1999, multiple women had filed lawsuits against him for sexual harassment. A private settlement was reached in February 2021. Franco maintained his innocence throughout the legal process. The fallout from these accusations severely impacted his career, leading to his removal from several Hollywood projects, including some in pre-production. The biggest blow came from Seth Rogen, who clearly stated that he would not work with Franco anymore, emphasizing that the decision was intentional. Rogen expressed regret over past jokes and acknowledged that the allegations had shifted the dynamics of their professional relationship. Roseanne Barr is a prime example of how a thoughtless tweet can destroy someone's entire career. In 2018, Barr tweeted a racist remark targeting Valerie Jarrett, a former senior advisor to President Obama, calling her a combination of Planet of the Apes and the Muslim Brotherhood. Although Barr apologized, the tweet instantly sparked a massive backlash, overwhelming ABC, where Roseanne was not only a flagship show, but also a major financial success. ABC quickly acted and canceled the show within hours. This decision was unprecedented given the show's massive success, with advertising revenue reaching $45 million in its first season and predictions for the next season exceeding $60 million. Despite the unexpected profit, ABC canceled the show, highlighting the damaging impact the tweet had on the network's image. Initially, Barr tried to explain her actions by blaming the sleep aid Ambien, claiming it led to her bizarre behavior. However, as the fallout continued, she suggested that her show was canceled not just because of the tweet, but also due to a critical post from her co-star Sarah Gilbert, who played Darlene on Roseanne. Gilbert expressed her disappointment with Barr's comments, stating that Barr's racist tweet did not align with the beliefs of the cast or anyone associated with the show. In response, Barr complained about the lack of responsibility, lamenting that the tweet not only led to the cancellation of the show, but also caused significant personal damage. While Barr tried to offer various reasons, the simple truth is that a tweet posted in the middle of the night cost her the show and made her a pariah on social media. This incident serves as a cautionary tale about the potential consequences of inappropriate behavior on social media, especially when it crosses the line into hate speech. It also serves as a reminder that while fame can be fleeting, the internet never forgets. A single tweet can bring down an empire faster than a viral meme, leaving a trail of canceled contracts and a ruined reputation in its wake. Lachlan, best known for her role on Full House, saw her once thriving career take an incredible turn due to her dedication to her daughters. In 2019, she was sentenced to 2 months in federal prison for her involvement in a nationwide college admissions scandal. Along with her husband, Massimo Giannulli, she was one of 50 individuals involved in a scheme to secure spots for their children at prestigious universities. The couple was accused of paying $500,000 to get their daughter onto the rowing team roster at the University of Southern California, even though neither of their daughters was a rower. Under the terms of their plea deal, Lachlan faced significant legal and financial penalties, including a $150,000 fine and 100 hours of community service. Giannulli received a heavier sentence with 5 months in prison, a $250,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service. In a heartfelt statement, Lachlan expressed regret, admitting, "I made a horrible decision. I agreed to a scheme to give my daughter an unfair advantage in the college admissions process. In doing so, I ignored my intuition and my moral compass." Despite her public apology, the fallout was swift. Crown Media, home to the Hallmark Channel, severed all ties with the actress and canceled her long-term projects, including the popular Garage Sale Mysteries series. Lachlan's daughter, Olivia Jade, a social media influencer, publicly blamed her parents for the impact the scandal had on her growing career. The backlash resulted in Olivia Jade losing lucrative brand partnerships with major companies like Sephora, Taysom and Estee Lauder. However, Olivia Jade's reaction to her parents was notably lacking in gratitude, even though the scandal had brought her unprecedented exposure. Katherine Heigl, once the embodiment of Hollywood promise, saw her career take a sharp downturn due to a series of controversial decisions. A rising talent destined for stardom, Heigl charmed audiences in Grey's Anatomy in 2005 as Dr. Izzy Stevens. In 2007, her fame skyrocketed when she landed the lead role in the hit comedy Knocked Up, earning $300,000 for the film, an astounding 190% salary increase in just 2 years. Her career reached another milestone when she became the only lead actress in the Grey's Anatomy series to win an Emmy that same year, setting high expectations for her continued success. However, Heigl's career took a turn in 2008 when she withdrew from Emmy consideration, citing dissatisfaction with the material given to her character in Season 4. Her statement, "I don't feel that I was given the material this season to warrant an Emmy nomination," shocked fans and industry insiders alike. Many interpreted her comments as a slight to the show's creator, Shonda Rhimes, and its veteran writers. Rhimes later revealed that Heigl had requested a reduced workload for that season, which resulted in fewer storylines for her character. Behind-the-scenes reports about tension on set and diva-like behavior began to spread, tarnishing Heigl's reputation. Although Heigl was contracted for another season, her commitment began to wane in 2010 when she failed to show up for work, prompting Rhimes to terminate her contract. After leaving Grey's Anatomy, Heigl faced significant career difficulties. High-profile projects like New Year's Eve, One for the Money, The Big Wedding, and Jackie and Ryan all failed both critically and commercially, causing her career to nosedive. In 2014, Heigl expressed her disappointment in an interview with Marie Claire, admitting that she felt abandoned by an industry that had once supported her talent. Amanda Bynes, who had shined in Hollywood due to her success on The Amanda Show and films like She's the Man, faced the chaotic challenges often associated with early fame. In 2012, her career and personal life began to unravel after a series of concerning incidents, most notably her controversial outbursts on Twitter. Her social media activity included shocking statements, such as an alarming wish that rapper Drake would harm her, as well as harsh, unfounded criticisms of public figures like Rihanna, Miley Cyrus, and Jay-Z. These behaviors, along with bizarre actions such as setting fire to her driveway and clothes, raised serious concerns about her mental health. After this period, Bynes was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and was admitted to a psychiatric facility, which her parents sought out and were granted legal guardianship over her in 2013, citing concerns for her safety, financial management, and medical care. During her time away from the limelight, Bynes focused on her recovery by enrolling in the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles, though she showed little interest in continuing her acting career. Instead, she chose to prioritize her mental health and personal growth. In 2022, after years of effort and improvement, a judge supported by her parents determined that she was capable of making her own decisions, leading to the termination of her conservatorship. However, later that year, Bynes voluntarily sought help from a psychiatrist, demonstrating her continued awareness of her mental health needs. Since then, she has lived in a residential mental health care facility to work towards stability with the necessary professional support. Bill Cosby, once revered as America's dad for his role in The Cosby Show and his clean public image, faced a catastrophic downfall. In 2018, Cosby was convicted on 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault after more than 60 women came forward with allegations of sexual misconduct spanning decades. despite his legal team continually denying the allegations and questioning the timing of the claims. Damaging evidence surfaced, including Cosby's own admission of providing drugs to young women for sexual purposes. The scandal destroyed his career, with reruns of The Cosby Show being pulled from networks like TV Land, his stand-up comedy shows being canceled, and organizations revoking his honorary awards. Even his statue at Disney's MGM Hollywood Studios was taken down, reflecting the widespread condemnation. Cosby was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison, but in a controversial turn, his sentence was overturned due to a legal technicality, leading to his release after serving 2 years. Despite his freedom, public opinion remained overwhelmingly negative. Howard Bragman, a renowned public relations expert, captured the sentiment when he stated that Cosby was not exonerated, but released for legal technicalities, and the world still believed he was guilty. Bragman compared Cosby's future to O.J. Simpson, living in infamy and unable to rebuild his tarnished legacy. Industry professionals agreed that Cosby's chances of returning to show business were virtually non-existent, as his toxic reputation prevented filmmakers and actors from collaborating with him, fearing it would harm their own careers. The consensus was clear. Bill Cosby's once legendary image was irreparably damaged, leaving him isolated both personally and professionally. Michael Richards, beloved for his iconic portrayal of Cosmo Kramer in Seinfeld, also faced a career-ending controversy in just 3 minutes. While his Seinfeld co-stars went on to have thriving post-show careers, Richards' attempt to revive his success in stand-up comedy took a disastrous turn during a performance at the Laugh Factory in 2006. Richards was filmed angrily yelling racist slurs at an African-American audience member. The video showed Richards making offensive remarks, including threats of lynching and repeatedly using profanities, which caused widespread outrage. Richards immediately tried to repair the damage by publicly apologizing and appearing on shows like The Late Show with David Letterman to address the incident. He expressed regret, stating that the outburst was due to frustration and poor judgment rather than malice. Richards also reached out to civil rights leaders, including Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, to make amends. However, in an attempt to make amends, the severity of the incident left an indelible mark on his reputation, overshadowing the goodwill he had earned from his role as Kramer. Despite his efforts to redeem himself, Richards' career never recovered from the scandal. He appeared sporadically, including a brief guest role in Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, but the stigma of the incident continued to haunt him. When MoNique won the Oscar in 2009 for her compelling role in Precious, it seemed like the comedian-turned-actress was on the verge of a groundbreaking career. However, her victory at the Renaissance was followed by a mysterious 5-year hiatus from leading roles, with her next notable appearance being in the 2014 indie film Blackbird alongside Isaiah Washington, another actor with a controversial Hollywood journey. In a 2015 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, MoNique revealed that she had been blacklisted, allegedly due to her husband and manager, Sidney Hicks, aggressively negotiating her salary. She also claimed that director Lee Daniels informed her of her being boycotted and accused him of engineering her career derailment. MoNique's outspoken nature regarding her tense relationships with industry giants like Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey further polarized her position in Hollywood. She accused them of conspiring against her, deepening the rift. In 2018, MoNique targeted Netflix with discrimination allegations after being offered $500,000 for a comedy special, a significantly lower figure than the multi-million-dollar deals reportedly given to other comedians like Tiffany Haddish. MoNique filed a lawsuit against the streaming giant and ultimately reached a settlement. Though Netflix decided to halt negotiations for future projects, MoNique explained that she could not accept such a low offer because, if she did, she wouldn't be able to sleep at night, challenging Netflix's fairness toward black female comedians. Despite Netflix defending their offer as fair, the fallout highlighted MoNique's controversial relationship with the industry. While she remains a strong advocate for fairness and respect in the entertainment world, her battles with influential figures and companies have overshadowed her career. Felicity Huffman, once lauded for her award-winning acting, faced significant personal and professional fallout due to her involvement in the infamous college admissions scandal. Her role in the romantic comedy Otherhood, alongside Patricia Arquette and Angela Bassett, was initially overshadowed by the controversy. Netflix chose to delay the release of the film, influenced by Huffman publicly admitting guilt and agreeing to plead guilty to the charges of fraud. However, the film was not canceled and was eventually released in late 2019 after Huffman publicly apologized and resolved her legal case as one of the 13 parents who admitted to bribing to ensure their children's admission to prestigious colleges. Huffman expressed deep regret in a statement, saying, "I fully accept my guilt with deep regret and shame for what I have done. I take full responsibility for my actions and will accept the consequences that come from them." Her legal sentence included 11 days in federal prison, $30,000 in fines, a year of probation, and 250 hours of community service. In addition to the legal penalties, Huffman faced significant damage to her career. Hollywood, which depends on capitalized credibility, meant that her sentence would likely result in fewer opportunities and lower income from future projects. While she has attempted to rebuild her public image, the scandal underscored the profound and long-lasting consequences of unethical decisions, particularly for those in the public eye. Kat Dennings, known for her sharp wit and alluring presence, captured hearts in her role as Max Black on CBS's Two Broke Girls. This 6-year-long sitcom solidified Dennings's position in pop culture with her portrayal of a street-smart, sarcastic waitress, becoming an icon. Her famous relationship with musician Josh Groban also helped elevate her profile, with features in magazines like Allure. However, after the series finale in 2017, Dennings seemed to retreat from the spotlight, sparking curiosity about her career path. Dennings' reduced visibility could be due to several factors, including the financial shift from her role in Two Broke Girls. The show's broadcast deal earned $1.7 million per episode, totaling 138 episodes. This substantial financial cushion allowed Dennings to be more selective about the projects she took on. Additionally, her participation in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Darcy Lewis in Thor and Thor: The Dark World brought her further recognition, but notably, she has been absent from the MCU's subsequent installments, hinting at a natural conclusion to her character's storyline. On a personal note, in 2016, her friendly breakup with a beaming smile coincided with the final season of the show, a life change that may have affected her career. Looking ahead, Dennings showed signs of a return with Hulu's Dollface, where she plays a woman rebuilding friendships after a breakup. The television show, conveyed through humor and relatability, perfectly suited Dennings's talent and garnered attention for its creative concept and strong production team with renowned producers and an intriguing premise. The show could signal a new chapter for Dennings, blending her established charm with a contemporary storyline, ready to reconnect her with fans and television audiences. T.J. Miller, once a popular comedian, saw his career unravel due to a series of controversies that overshadowed his past successes. Best known for his role as Weasel in the first two Deadpool films, Miller confirmed his removal from Deadpool 3 due to fallout with lead actor Ryan Reynolds. Miller accused Reynolds of disrespecting him on set, creating a tense atmosphere, despite Reynolds' attempts to clarify and reconcile Miller's departure. This became the final turning point, marking another setback in Miller's tumultuous career. Miller's controversies did not stop at Deadpool. On HBO's Silicon Valley, where he played the fan-favorite character Erlich Bachman, behind-the-scenes conflicts led to his departure after 4 seasons. After leaving, Miller publicly criticized the show's creators and cast, further tarnishing his professional relationships outside of Hollywood. His legal troubles intensified on December 20, 2018, when Miller was arrested for making a fake bomb threat on an Amtrak train, an incident believed to be caused by drunkenness and an argument with another passenger. Additionally, allegations of sexual misconduct and bullying surfaced when co-star Alice Wetterlund publicly labeled him a bad boy who continually engaged in unwanted flirtations. Despite his humor, talent, and early career successes, Miller's repeated controversies have overshadowed his career. These ongoing issues have made his future in Hollywood uncertain, with strained professional relationships and a public perception largely turned against him. It remains unclear whether Miller will make a return, or if he will serve as a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked behavior in the entertainment industry. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and leave a comment below to let us know your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other exciting videos. Thank you for watching all the way through. See you in the next video.